LwCad 2018 version for LightWave. In this video, I will briefly show you what's new in this version. This update, is mostly about architecture. We have created a new set of tools for creating windows, railings with stairs, and many other tweaks to help you create ArchViz models very quickly. So if you are doing architecture, this update is for you. Next update after this release, next free update, will be dedicated to NURBS surfacing tools. So all of you who are waiting on progress in NURBS engine, the next update will be for you. And now let me show you what is new in this version. Window tool. Window tool is completely new tool in version 2018. It is based on a new NURBS engine, and all the objects which you are able to create with this tool are generated just from parameters, and the target object can be based on curves, polygons, or NURBS. So, for example, you can draw 2D floor plan windows based on curves, or you can create 3D windows made of polygons or NURBS surfaces and put them into 3D wall. Window tool is using our new pop-up preset system, and it is using two types of these presets. First, size preset. When you create window and you set some kind of size of the window, you can store the actual size of the window into this preset and then reuse stored sizes of the window. This size preset system is very useful because you can share these presets between other tools. So for example, when you use window tool, you have the size presets exactly same as in window tool, so you can exchange sizes, stored sizes of the windows between these two tools. This is very useful addition. The second type of preset in window tool is window preset. This window preset is for all the rest of the parameters for window generator. So when we create some kind of custom window, let's say something like this, with outer frame, with sill, we can save this as a preset and then switch between different types of windows. Now back to this window. Window parameters are very easy to understand. I'll show you very quickly how it works. First, I will disable all the parameters, set dividers to 1, and when window parameters are disabled, we are drilling just a rectangle hole into the wall. Drilling modes are identical with window tool, and I'll start with glass tables. Glass table with 0 thickness is creating only flat polygon. With thickness we are creating some volume object glass. With horizontal and vertical dividers we can divide glass into more pieces, and with the top edge mode we can change shape of the top edge into triangle or arc or left-right variations. Also, we can set slope of this top edge. With inner frames, we can create framing for each table, glass table, into inside direction. With outer frame, we are creating framing around the window object into outside. So these two, inner frame and outer frame, can be used also separately, and now I will simplify it. With outer frame we can also use these very handy OpenGL buttons to enable, disable outer frame on this particular edge. Outer frame has two modes, wall and window. When using window mode, then the depth of the window is changing around the window table. When using wall mode, the depth of the outer frame is changing around the wall. That's the difference. And finally, the sill object. Sill object is practically outer frame from the below, but it has extra option for changing size extensions, and it also works around the window and around the wall depth. This is identical with outer frame. So as you can see, all these parameters together, you can mix them together and create a lot of variations of the window objects. Another very cool feature of window tool are corner buttons. When you reach edge with this edge of the window, this corner of the wall, then you get this corner button. Clicking on corner button, you will enable corner mode, and with corner mode, every part of the window is adjusted to fit this corner. So let's say I will add inner frame is adjusted, outer frame, I will disable this, enable here, enable top. You can see everything is aligned to corner, and you can also create this identical same window from second side and enable corner mode on this side, and you can see how nice and clean corner window you can create with inner frame, outer frame, sill, everything together placed into corner window. Last thing I want to show you for window is a precise placement. It is very easy now because we have additional snapping mode, Ucs Ruler, and also new size presets for window. So together with existing Ucs Grease and auto mode, we set which corner of the wall should be the pivot, so I will leave it as a left down corner, and when placing window on the wall, now we can fix this window, set the size from the preset library, let's say this, and dragging a corner of the window to precise position. With help of Ucs Ruler, now we can see the distance from the wall corner, and we can easily place window on the position where we need this. This is a huge helper for people who are reconstructing some buildings from the floor plans with exact precise placement. Railings. With latest version 2018, we have finally a complete and comprehensive solution for creating railings. We can create railings with several different methods, with railing tool, edge to railing tool, and with all types of stair primitives. First method is using a railing tool. Simple railing tool is based on line tool, so we can create line, curve or spline railing object. This is fastest way. Second method is to use edge to railing tool. This tool is based on smart selection of edges of curve segments or edges of polygons and NURBS surfaces. So you can quickly select any edge of the geometry, existing geometry, and generate railing along that edge. And a final method is to use any stair tool, and you can now enable the preset in a railing option and use any existing presets, a railing preset, to create stair object together with railing very easily. This way is my favorite. And now let's take a look to a railing object generator. It consists from 5 different modules for generating a railing, sub-railing, posts, sub-posts, and fillings. First 2 modules, railing and sub-rail, these modules generate pipes or curves which are going along the railing path. So, top one is a rail. You can set custom sizes for both, and you can also set some extension also for both. And for sub-rail, you can set also high drift and low drift, and also number of sub-rails. Posts and sub-posts modules are for generating vertical sticks or vertical pipes along the railing curve. And with posts, you are generating main posts. These are placed on the segment ends or corners of the railing path, or on the beginning and end of the railing path. With sub-post module, you are generating minor posts. Minor posts can be placed inside segments or inside space between corners, or inside rail, so from the beginning to end of the rail. And you can do for cloning 2 different methods. First, absolute. You can define approximate distance between sub-posts, or relative method, and you can define exact number of sub-posts. And finally, the filling module is creating surface. This filling surface can be created inside segments, along rail, or between posts, sub-posts, or both of them, but you need to define them, of course. And it can be stretched from low to high of the railing, or between sub-rails. So you have a lot of combinations. Together, all these 5 modules can be stored in presets, and you can later use them anytime. Easiest ways how to learn how this works is to try each parameter on a sample object, and you can also start with these default presets. Simple versions are with very simple settings, and stair railing presets are optimized for use with stair objects. Finally, I'll show you a very quick example how to put stairs with railings on this box and create some terrace. So, using rectangle stair, to stretch it here and align top of the staircase to the box. Now staircase is created. Also with same railing presets we drop this tool and use edge to railing, but you can see we need to start here. So first I'll create new edge with point tool. I will put the point here and point here, and again using edge to railing on new edges, railing is created. But final touch is to adjust height of this staircase a little bit up to match railing from stairs, and done. As you can see, this is really fast for generating railings and stairs with railings. Next updated tool is Profile tool. In Profile tool we have Synchronized Polygons and NURBS mode of this tool. So now you will get always the same result. In previous version there were some differences in rotation when you were switching between these 2 modes. Now it is synchronized. Second update is a new placement mode. This was heavily requested by users. Now you can switch between 3 modes: rail ends, corner ends, and segment ends. And this means that in a rail ends you can adjust only beginning and end of the rail handle. So you can change a diameter and angle of profile on these two places, and the rest is calculated from these two handles. In corner ends mode, you can adjust every corner of the railing curve. I can show you this with angle, might be much better. So as you can see, you're adjusting corners, and in segment ends you can adjust each one end of the segment. So this is total full control about radiuses and angles. And if you switch to rail ends, everything is recalculated only from these two handles, beginning and end of the rail. And the last addition in a profile tool is new align mode. With align mode you define how profile is aligned. So with align to rail mode, the profile is aligned to the railing curve, direction of railing curve, each profile. And with align to ground, then each profile is aligned to current ground. Ground is defined by this control ground viewport. In this case, it is top viewport is a ground. So with these additional align modes, we have very complete railing modes. So this was specially added because of new railing tools. Another update is in UV mapping tools. In rectangle UV tool, we have new rectangle UV linked option. When this is enabled, then size of UV map is identical with size of the rectangle. If we disable this, then size of rectangle is now independent from UV map size, but rotation is still taken from the tool, so we can rotate, but size will be not changed. This was a request from users. I hope it will be helpful for all of you. Second very useful addition in UV mapping tools is new UV mapping size preset system. So you can create some custom UV map and save it into preset file, and then load it back anytime you need. And what is very useful with this system is that you can use it also identically in Quad UV Mapper, same presets. So you can exchange UV maps between these two tools very easily. Another update is in knife tool. This is again update requested by user. You can enable now side blades of knife, define how many of these side blades you use and distance between these blades. So this way you can very easily split object by cutting with multiple blades. This might be very useful for a lot of users. Next updates are in a snapping panel. For UCS we have new corner mode. So when you create automatic UCS, then you can define in which corner this UCS will be created. So if I choose it as a left down corner, then after creating UCS on this polygon, UCS is placed into left corner of this polygon. If I use this into, let's say, right up corner, then UCS created in right up corner of the polygon. Next update for UCS is UCS Ruler. So in a UCS Ruler, each event which you are doing on UCS plane, you can see exact dimension projected into X and Y axis of UCS. So this is helping precise placement on UCS, as I showed you previously with a window tool. And finally, for snapping, we have new general snapping on-off button, so we can disable all snapping to geometry and then enable it back. This was again a request from users, so now you have it and you can use it. And finally, I will show you two additions in LightWave options panel. Here we have new mouse weight step and mouse angle step option. With these two options, you can change mouse sensitivity when you adjusting handles with weight or angle, and this also affects the precision level which you see in the viewport for weight handles and angle handles. I hope you will like this update, especially people who are using LightWave for architecture. So all these new parametric tools for archviz will ease your work, make your pipeline even faster than before. And you can looking forward for next updates because there will be even more parametric tools for architecture. Next in a row will be Gutter, and Road tool will be back in much better form. And once again, as I said on the beginning, next update will be specially dedicated for NURB surfacing.